Gray is here on the Blaze Radio Network.
Good morning, American. It's Friday.
Got a great show lined up for you today. 888-900-3393. It is, of course, more on Trivia Day. And we're hopeful we can get people to answer phones at convenience stores, Waffle Houses, whoever we call. Please, by all that is holy, answer the phone.
I'm not joking about the Waffle Houses.
No, we're not.
I wasn't joking about Spokane yesterday either.
Yeah, the greater areas.
Yeah, the greater Seattle area,
And
which includes the entire state of Washington.
And the New England Patriots?
The whole
greater,
eastern seaboard.
Yeah, half a dozen states are fair game. Patriots at Seahawks coming up in an hour.
I was raised in Saginaw, Michigan, New England.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's a big area.
It is.
You know,
it is.
It's just plain big. So, 888-900-3393. Also at Pat Unleashed on Twitter. Bill Barr was talking about some of the freedoms we've lost because of COVID-19. He's getting all kinds of flack for this.
Of course.
I mean, people are all over him because he said, Here's a well, I think we have the video, right? Here's one of the things that Bill Barr had to say.
Other than slavery, which was a different kind of restraint, this is the greatest intrusion on civil liberties in American history.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
And he's right. I mean, he's right. So the left jumps all over that. Here's one of the typical tweets from somebody named Aaron Rupar. Anybody familiar with Aaron? Love him. Love him. Love his work. Loved all the Ruparian things he does.
Yes.
He says, on the one hand, you have slavery. On the other, you have to do curbside pickup at Applebee's. They're basically the same, according to Bill Barr. Yeah.
That's what he said.
That's what he was talking about, Aaron. You totally complete buffoon. Curbside pickup at Applebee's. Not the tens of thousands of American businesses that have lost everything. He wasn't talking about that, right? Certainly not the businesses shut down forever.
Forever.
Because they were forced to remain closed. Forced to remain closed for months with no income, in some cases for 6 months now.
No.
Oh, and he certainly wasn't talking about the 20 to 30 million Americans that were forced into joblessness because their employer was forced to remain closed. I'm sure he wasn't. You know, they can't pay their mortgages now. They can't put food on the table for their families. But yeah, it was about curbside pickup. It doesn't matter with these people. It's so disingenuous. It's so ugly. We can't even get together on the fact that freedoms have been lost here. I mean, even if you agree with it, we've certainly lost some freedoms.
Hello.
Businesses shut down completely. Yelp says 60% of the closings that have happened are permanent.
No.
60%. How do you survive that?
Yeah, and those aren't just storefronts that are just going away. Those are families that are impacted by loss of income, quality of life forever changed, altered negatively, and you may not get this back.
No, it's generational.
Yes, it's going to take forever.
It'll take a long time. He also lashed out at Black Lives Matter, claimed that the activists don't care about black lives, and he dismissed, according to this article, dismissing the killings of people like George Floyd and Breonna Taylor as a, quote, small number of blacks who were killed, unquote. That is exactly what's happening. They are using these people who have been killed as props. That's exactly what Black Lives Matter is doing.
Yeah.
And Bill Barr was not dismissing them, the Breonna Taylors and George Floyds of the world. What he was saying is the overall number is small. Last year it was 9. 9 people were killed. 9 unarmed people killed, black people killed by police. 9, not 900, not 9,000, 9. You know what the number is for police officers so far this year? 43. 43 police officers.
By the way,
killed.
that 9 number is even less if you take out the ones that were struggling with police, that were trying to get weapons or something like that, I believe.
Yes. Mm-hmm. Yeah, of those 9, I don't know how many were justified, but certainly some of them were. Unless your theory is that they should let people stab them, shoot them, tase them, kill them, whatever, because it's punishment, I guess, for oppression.
Oh, we're not saying
whatever
that,
way.
but perhaps the police could have calmed the situation down with a hug.
Right. Well, like the guy who came out of the house with the knife, with the butcher knife.
Yeah.
What if they would have just shot
Come
the
here,
knife
baby.
out of his hand and then hugged it out?
Sat down on the curb and what's wrong?
Yeah. But shoot the knife out of his hand. Don't shoot him in the chest.
Right.
That's just mean-spirited, and way too permanent. Just shoot the knife out of his hand and then have a nice little hug. Sit down as reasonable human beings.
Yes.
Even if one of you aren't reasonable. Maybe you can. Have you tried to talk to him? No.
No.
You didn't say one word before you shot him. Not one word.
You didn't ask what was wrong, why he was angry.
What was your childhood like? Is there something we can help you with?
That's how we were supposed to fight the war on terror. Remember 20 years ago?
Yes.
It wasn't. Remember they were saying, well, you should find out why they're attacking us. I don't know. Actually, I'm going to go and kick their ass first. Then we can have a conversation.
Why they're attacking us. Yeah, let's get their perspective on this.
Yes.
What are we doing wrong? How can we turn this country over to them? Would that be helpful for them? Oh, maybe we should look into that. Maybe we should just look into that. It's just you can't win. You can't win with the stinking left. Yesterday we learned some new, less offensive math skills. I think we have that video. Just a quick reminder.
Oh yeah. This is virtual math, and so we're replacing numbers with animals.
Numbers
right?
are so harsh.
They are.
They're
they
harsh.
have a bad history.
And they're mean. And so here's what we're
As
doing.
you know, numbers throughout history have been used as tools of oppression.
Tools of oppression,
Numbers were
yeah.
used even in the slave trade to count and to sell slaves. And so we're moving away from the number system, and instead we've replaced the number system with animals. So I have a little cheat sheet to share with you right there, so you can see what we've done. What used to be the number 1 is now going to be a bunny. Number 2 is now going to be a unicorn. Damien, is that Damien? Hi, Damien. Damien's saying something. Okay, I can't say that. This is effing dumb. I don't want to draw an effing
But you
bunny.
just did.
Okay.
Okay.
Right.
You can't abide that kind of thing from these people.
And who came up with that, by the way? Because like you and I discussed, unicorn should be number 1.
Yeah, because it's got the big horn coming out.
Precisely.
Symbolizing 1. It's kind of strange, but Pathead Stephen Hall has already started to apply this.
Oh, good.
And he tweeted out, so bunny plus bunny equals unicorn?
Yeah, bunny plus
that's
bunny.
right. That's right. Equals a unicorn.
So you're getting it. Teach your kids. Bunny plus bunny
equals unicorn. Yeah. And we'll get the rest of the lesson as soon as it becomes available, because we only got to 2.
Yeah.
So I'd like to have the entire numerical system replaced by animals. There's enough animals, aren't there? And then you got millions and millions of animals on this planet.
I don't know. I haven't counted them because numbers are no longer allowed.
All right.
So I'm not sure how many animals there are.
Yesterday we played for you the really strange Fox News awkward situation with Newt Gingrich. He was on Outnumbered with Harris Faulkner. Marie Harf is on that show sometimes. Why? I don't know. She's awful. She was awful when she was part of the Obama administration, spokesperson for the State Department, and she's awful now. Anyway, they shut down Newt Gingrich. Do we have that? Just a quick reminder. Here's what happened.
And overwhelmingly elected with George Soros's money, and they're a major cause of the violence we're seeing because they keep putting the violent criminals back on the street.
I'm not sure we need to bring George Soros into this.
What?
I was going to say you get the last word, Speaker.
He paid for it. I mean, why can't we discuss the fact that millions of dollars he spent?
George Soros doesn't need to be a part of this conversation.
That's great.
Okay.
So
it's verboten.
All right.
Yes, yes, it's verboten.
7, 8, 9, 10, 11.
Okay, we're going to move on.
Okay.
That actually went
15.
14 or 15 seconds. It was a lot of awkward airtime.
Well, it takes a while for the producer to talk in her ear, right?
Yeah. And they were saying something. I don't know what. Like cut, go to break.
His attorneys have said to us.
Unbelievable. So anyway, Harris Faulkner has since addressed this situation.
A lot of outrage yesterday.
Lots of
on
people
social
pissed off.
Media.
Well, people don't understand. What are you
talking about?
Protecting George Soros now? We all know that he is not a good player in our system or anybody else's. So here's what Harris Faulkner had
Oh, she
to say.
addressed it, huh?
Mm-hmm.
So we had a little incident on the show yesterday that was not smooth. And while I was leading that segment, we had interruptions, and I sat silently while all of that played out. Also, not ideal. Our guest, former House Speaker Newt Gingrich, who is beloved and needed to be allowed to speak with the openness and respect that the show is all about, was interrupted. Do we debate with fire here? Yes. But we must also give each other the space to express ourselves. As the only original member of the 6-year-old amazing daytime ride known as Outnumbered, I especially want to rock and roll with every voice and perspective at the table. We don't censor on this show. And that's why we're winning weekdays at noon.
That's it?
That's it. That was it. And then it was into a Trump clip about something completely different. Yep. It just started rolling
That's
right
why
after
we're
that.
winning.
Wow.
Weekdays.
Wow.
At noon.
Well, you're not going to be much longer because that was a BS
I
explanation.
especially want to rock and roll.
That was an absolute BS explanation.
But they debate with fire.
Yes. Do they debate with fire? You bet they do.
That was almost as awkward as the original moment with Newt itself.
It might have even been worse.
Right. Actually, almost better to leave it alone.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. I think she would have been better off because that's not a reasonable explanation for what happened. First of all, she didn't sit silently. She said, I don't think we need to bring George Soros into this. Wait, why not? What are you talking?
I was going to give you the last word, but you're talking about something I don't want to hear about, so no.
Yeah, and there's been an interoffice memo about George Soros.
It was just read to me, apparently, in its entirety through my earpiece while we've been sitting here.
Right. So, who knows what's going on there? Who knows
Really
what's going
weird.
on with Fox
Really
News?
weird.
I don't know if, the ownership are friends with Soros. Which is possible. They run in the billionaire circles. So, I don't know.
Well, tell your friends and family that at The Blaze, we have no trouble talking about George Soros and what he's really up to.
I don't think you need to bring George Soros into this, Keith.
So.
I don't know that that's necessary.
I'm sorry. Why he's
talk about it.
I mean, he pays for all these riots.
The original guy that talked about...
didn't.
No, he didn't.
No, he didn't.
Oh, so it's verboten.
The original guy that talked about George Soros on Fox doesn't work there anymore.
Right.
So...
Right. And as he mentioned on the show yesterday, he was encouraged, even at that time, not to talk about George Soros anymore.
Very interesting.
They didn't want him talking about God, and they didn't want him talking about George Soros. I think that would surprise a lot of people about Fox News, but they did not want him discussing God all the time, or any of the time. Yeah, right. So, strange situation. But there's forces working behind the scenes that we just don't know about sometimes.
Really?
People from other places, people from other cultures, people from other countries, some of them in the Middle East. I mean, I don't know. I don't know what's going on over there. Nobody does. I'm just saying Saudi Arabia might have something to do with some of the decisions that have been made in the past. Saudi Arabia owns like 10%. But I don't know what the deal is with it. So
yeah, no one does.
At one point, there was, a little agreement with the Saudis, and they had some monetary investment, I believe. And so there were things that made him nervous, even though the ownership was what's-his-face. And his
Rupert.
Yeah, Rupert Murdoch. And now Murdoch's boys run the place.
Right.
And they're liberals. I don't know if people are aware of that, but those guys are not friends of conservatism. And, maybe that's why they don't want anybody talking about George Soros.
Maybe.
Or maybe they're just good buddies. Who knows? But that was an awkward situation. And the explanation was even worse.
The explanation, I mean, why even have an explanation if it's not the actual explanation?
Right?
Just let it go.
Yeah. Let it go. It would have been way better.
Because it was already passed, right? I mean, but I'm sure they got
beat
up and moved on.
I'm sure they got so much crap for it on social media, but just ignore it.
But so what?
It'll go away eventually.
Right.
Just ignore it. Don't make it worse.
Ooh, Bill on Twitter said something bad.
Oh, no. Yeah, it doesn't matter. Everybody blows Twitter way out of proportion.
I know.
888-900-3393. Also at Pat Unleashed on Twitter. Have you ever wondered why internet access is so much cheaper these days?
Yes.
Like $30 to $40 a month? because internet service providers like Comcast or AT&T aren't just making money off subscription fees. They're also making money from spying on your internet activity and selling your history and data to big tech companies. It's really frightening. There's a great special about that, a documentary on Fox, or not on Fox.
Netflix.
On Netflix.
Social Dilemma. Yeah, the Social
Dilemma. Really good, really interesting. Check it out if you can. While you still have your subscription, if you're like me and you've canceled your subscription, but it doesn't run out until the billing period. So maybe you have some time still. So what's the best way to make sure that 100% of your data is encrypted and your internet provider can't get a hold of it? ExpressVPN. ExpressVPN creates a secure tunnel between all your devices and the internet so that everything you do online is encrypted. It reroutes your connection through a secure server. If you've ever seen the Bourne Identity, he does that stuff. He reroutes his signal from all over. He's in Paris, and then he reroutes it to Moscow. Then it goes through London, and they can't trace him. That same thing can happen for you. Your data is your business. Protect it at expressvpn.com/unleashed. expressvpn.com/unleashed to get 3 extra months of ExpressVPN protection for free. expressvpn.com/unleashed.
This is Pat Gray Unleashed.
You see the latest accusations against President Trump by this model?
Yes.
23 years ago. Another one of those deals.
Yes. I was. I did see it. I did read about it. I did talk about it. It's it's funny how it just happened to. She had to come out now.
Right. Yeah, the timing is interesting.
I know that she did an interview like 15 months ago, but just wasn't ready to come out publicly until now.
Yeah, she thought about it.
Yeah.
But decided no. And
now's the time that she cares about her daughters, her teenage daughters. Yes. Now's the time.
Now, because they're much older now.
Right. She wants...
15 months ago, they were, 15 months younger.
Right.
And now that they're 15 months older, it's definitely time to come out and be a role model for them.
Sure, she told some of her friends at the time.
Yes.
No one remembers it. No one remembers any of it. There were no witnesses in a suite. I don't know if you've ever been in a suite before, but they're so large you never know what's going on in them with other people.
Yeah.
You could be alone in them. You could be in the back of a suite and nobody knows you're back there.
They would have no idea.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
And again, I think you guys have already established the best time to finally talk about this publicly is 45 days before a presidential election.
Right? Yes. Okay. Yeah. It wouldn't make sense any other time.
Right.
Really wouldn't make sense.
Now,
I don't know, like 23 years ago. What if you had talked about it right after it happened?
Well, what if
would that have made sense?
No. What if you would, if it did happen, and then you would have decided I can't be with a guy that apparently put his tongue down your throat like a serpent and groped you. You decide, well, I can't be with that person anymore. You wouldn't go to, I don't know, another event the next day
and
a funeral the day after that. You wouldn't go. It wouldn't be a 3-day event afterward. Oh, that would be silly. I just don't understand.
And we're not supposed to notice any of that.
No, we're
say
not.
any of that. We're just supposed to believe her and accept it.
I'm
sorry.
I know.
We got to do the due process here.
Come on now.
And it doesn't. All of these 23-year later things, I don't know that we should even hear about them because there's no way to tell. How do you prove this?
Well,
how do you prove it?
The guy that she was there with, this Ben, I think his name was, Trump's old friend. That might not be his name. I can't remember. But he doesn't even recall any of it. She said she came down and said, I don't want to be with this guy anymore. I can't be with this guy. He doesn't even remember.
Yeah.
Or at least that's what he said. I know that, he's Trump's buddy, so of course he's lying for Trump and against the girl. I guess
that's what we're supposed to believe, yes. Jason Ben is his name.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And they went to the U.S. Open together, the tennis matches. And like the next day, she's sitting right next to him. Instead of, she could have sat on the other side of her boyfriend. Instead, she sat right next to Trump. Well, now, if that had happened and you were super uncomfortable with it, Is that where you sit the next day?
Dude, of course.
Come on.
And before you get to the U.S. Open, you're so uncomfortable, you go to his apartment and take pictures with all the stars and Trump, before you go to the U.S. Open again.
Right.
You do that, of course.
And then again, there's no other time from between 1997 and 45 days before the election in 2020 that you could have divulged this information.
Well, no, she said she thought about it in
perfect
2016. She thought about it.
She did, but she just decided no.
Couldn't.
Even though other people were coming out and saying things in 2016, she just couldn't.
And I guess in 2016, she didn't like her daughters that she does now, that she has to say something now for them. It's just incredible.
It is incredible. So her claim is, and I'm quoting, he just shoved his tongue down my throat, and I was pushing him off. And then that's when his grip became tighter, and his hands were very gropey, and all over my butt, my breast, my back, everything.
Yeah.
So he was hanging on to her, gripping her tighter, plus running his hands all over her body. Can you grip and maintain control of somebody as you're doing that? It's pretty talented. She did say it was like tentacles. It's like he had tentacles.
Yeah.
So that does sound very tentacle-like.
In the one story I read, his tongue was like a serpent. Was it? Okay. Stop it.
I mean, I don't know what you're supposed to do with this stuff.
I don't either. I mean, if it happened, I'm sorry.
Right.
I truly am. I'm sorry if it happened, but come on now.
And you should have made him pay the price by going to the authorities and saying, this guy sexually assaulted me.
You slap him in the face then, you kick him in the groin then, and walk out front and say, this guy's busy groping me and tonguing me back here. You guys are watching a tennis match. What's going on? Right then. But, you don't. You wait 23 years just before the election.
Well, the election has nothing to do with it.
Oh, that's right. I'm sorry. I apologize.
Shouldn't even bring that up.
I'm sorry. It was about caring
about her
daughters.
Wild coincidence
Right.
that there happens to be an election process going on.
She probably doesn't even know he's running for president.
Right?
She probably doesn't know that he is president.
Could well be, yeah. Yeah. She hasn't been paying attention to what's going on
We don't know what's going on in her head.
Right. That's exactly right. All right. 888-933-93. Also, CNN. I love this story. CNN is claiming that Trump is ignoring science to do his rallies now because the science is that everybody's going to get sick after the rallies. They're all going to have COVID-19 now. The pandemic he has mismanaged, according to CNN, has now claimed more than 194,000 American lives. And they're pissed off at the event in Nevada that he had, his second rally in the state in as many days. He's just ignoring all the science. Let me give you another headline from CNN. Speaking of ignoring science. From August 2017, man gives birth to baby boy. Yeah. Can we see the man who gave birth to the baby boy? The pregnant. Yeah, there he is. There's the man with his husband, and they're both super happy because they're pregnant.
Because he's pregnant.
Yeah, he's pregnant. Is a man
who's pregnant. Now, sure he just feels like a man.
No, he's a man, according to CNN. Man gives birth to baby boy.
So is that a man, M-A-N, or an M-X-N?
MXN, yeah. It's actually a woman, WOMXN,
okay,
who identifies as a man,
correct.
like Jeff, you said. Because if you are to go with reality and with science, men can't be pregnant with any other man's child.
Dump that. What was going on? We didn't just say that on the air, did we?
I did. I said it out loud with my outside my head voice.
Wow.
Did Martin catch that?
I hope so.
Yeah, we're going to stop the show now. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and end it.
Wow. Isn't that amazing, though? CNN, so unself-aware. Trump ignores science to hold a rally. Man gives birth to baby boy. Okay. Thank you, CNN.
I mean, that's the spin that we have on it, right? We have the story of the shoes with Melania and Kamala, right? I mean, it's embarrassing.
Unbelievable.
Embarrassing.
This is from Yahoo News. This isn't even CNN, but from Yahoo News. Here's the way they handle the difference between these two campaigns. Melania Trump mocked for wearing Timberland boots. This is not a modeling show. Okay? And then as you see
by the
there...
way, I'm a fan of Timberland.
Are you?
Yeah, I like Timberland.
Okay.
on the other side of the page, so just to the right of that, is Kamala Harris wearing Timberland boots. And the Yahoo Finance headline on that, Kamala Harris may have made Timberland boots cool again.
Wow. That's so great.
Wait a minute. I thought it wasn't a modeling show. But no, that's really cool when Kamala wears them.
It's embarrassing.
When Melania wears them, it's terrible.
Right, it's embarrassing. And it's not the first time that Melania's gotten beat up for her shoe wear. And, by the way, that's not the first time that they've tried to compliment Kamala on her shoe wear either. It's embarrassing.
Kamala Harris is going to be the new Michelle Obama.
Yes.
Everything she does is stylish,
beautiful. They're laying the groundwork for that.
Look how beautiful she is.
Have we seen her arms yet?
Yeah. No, you're not. No, they're not taken away from Michelle's arms.
See.
No,
I see.
No.
So she's
Michelle
got the market
arms.
cornered on arms. Okay.
She's elegant, though. She's really elegant. And Melania is just, we don't even want to talk about her.
Right.
Yeah.
Thank you.
It's just incredible. Incredible.
Well, science is important.
Science? I mean, you got more science here. We've learned from
this is some good science.
From Pat Heads have taught us some science here.
Bat Too Tasty tweeted out some science. Actually.
Check this out.
There's a handy chart.
Yeah.
Restaurants are safe. Okay. And here's when you're walking
you gotta
through
wear the mask.
restaurant, you have to wear the mask.
Right.
Because the virus is coming straight for your face. But when you sit down in the restaurant, you don't need the mask.
You can take it off.
You take it off, and the virus shoots right over your head.
Goes right over your noggin there, and you're safe.
I believe that's called science.
That's science.
So that's why when you're in a restaurant and you're sitting there eating and you're breathing and coughing and whatever else, it's fine, though, because the virus is going over your head.
It makes sense now.
Yeah, it does.
It sure does.
It does.
And somebody else made the comment there that, the kids, that's why the kids aren't getting it.
That's really
because they're down low.
Right, they're short.
Yeah, but that totally makes sense now with the sitting in the restaurant because Nashville has very little contraction of the virus in their restaurants and bars, and leaked emails are showing that, and they don't want that information public.
No, because they shut them down.
It's right there to your left, your hand. Right? Nope. There you go. Yep, they are leaking emails now from the mayor's office in Nashville that they don't want public.
Because the numbers are actually good for restaurants and bars.
They were already in Nashville ready to, they were like in they went from phase 2 to phase 3 around July 4th, I think, if I remember the dates right. And then just before July 4th, right, they decided that they were going to lock it down again, go back to phase 2. But they didn't have the numbers to support it. It was just we'll just do it.
Emails between the mayor's senior advisor health department reveal only a partial picture, but what they reveal is kind of disturbing. The discussion involves the low number of coronavirus cases emerging from bars and restaurants and how to handle that. And most disturbingly, how to keep it from the public. On June 30th, contact tracing was giving a small view of coronavirus clusters, construction and nursing homes causing problems, more than 1,000 cases traced, blah, blah, blah. But bars and restaurants reported 22 cases. That's it. So Leslie Waller from the health department asks, this isn't going to be publicly released, right? This is just info for the mayor's office. Correct. Correct is the response. Not for public consumption. They don't want you to know because you're not getting killed at restaurants and bars.
Congratulations, Nashville. You're being played like the rest of us, quite frankly.
Yes.
And then they wonder why we're pissed off. They wonder why we doubt their so-called science.
Yeah, and then they said, oh, no, we're going to open up the bars and restaurants for the Titans game because the virus knows not to mess with us when Tennessee Titans are on the football field. I mean,
I can't take it.
Madness, man.
I keep saying incredible, and I got to stop that.
I know.
You keep using that word.
I know.
Right?
You keep using that word. I don't think it means what you think it means.
Not anymore. Not anymore, it doesn't.
Yeah, if something's incredible, it should be an unusual occurrence, right? It's not every 3 minutes. And yet, that's how often you feel the need to use the word. All right, don't forget, more on trivia coming up in about half an hour. Pat Gray Unleashed.
Pat Gray returns.
I do, and I did, and I am. or whatever. 888-933-93. Welcome. It is Pat Gray Unleashed. Got some tweets here. Just two muck and fudge tweets for today only. I identify as a convenience store. Good. We're going to have to call Just two muck and fudge in about 24 minutes. Fantastic Larky Farkin. The left. 9 black people killed last year is still too many. Also the left. Planned Parenthood doesn't even do that many abortions. Very few.
Yes.
If I had a bunny, for every time Joe Biden said veins bulging, I'd be a rich man. Oh, really? There's one thing I haven't. Veins bulging is a big thing with him?
I don't know.
I don't know that I've noticed
I don't know that I've. Yeah, I don't know about
I'll
the
have to
veins
pay attention
bulging.
to that. Veins bulging. Get off my lawn tweets. Keith doesn't know how many animals there are. Everybody knows there are platypus animals.
Wait.
Okay.
Did you carry the one?
Yeah.
That now you've got the platypus animals.
All right.
Also a disturbing tweet here. Apparently this is from Matt. Matt Walsh tweets out a little disturbing news about the guy who decides everything for us. Cardinal Joe Tobin.
Oh,
yeah.
By what authority did you nullify the Bill of Rights?
I called up Cardinal Tobin, Cardinal Joe Tobin in Newark.
Right. Well, Matt reminds us this is the same guy who. Now, see this teeny little print. I need my specs here.
You need your specs?
Yeah. Guy who meant to text "Nighty night, baby, I love you" to someone.
Isolate that audio, Martin.
But accidentally tweeted it publicly.
Oopsie
daisies.
Wait. The guy who doesn't.
Yeah, he later claimed he meant to text it to his sister. How often do you say to your sister, "Nighty night, baby, I love you"? Baby. Oh, all the time.
Don't answer that one, Jeff. Wow.
I mean, technically, I
but hold on.
do use the word baby when speaking
Yes, you do.
to people.
Yes, you do.
You walk in here every morning.
Morning, baby.
Morning, baby.
Morning, baby.
If we're both in here, it's babies plural. I'd like to
maybe that's what Joe Tobin does.
Okay,
Night, baby.
But the reason this is even a thing with Matt Walsh's tweet is because Cardinal Tobin is in the news for supporting Joe Biden. Please play that video.
Oh, no.
I think that a person in good conscience could vote for Mr. Biden. I frankly, in my own way of thinking, have a more difficult time with the other option.
Oh, no.
Oh, boy. The guy who decides it all right there.
Oh, Joe
Squashed us within an inch of our lives. Squashed us like bugs.
A Catholic cardinal is cool with Joe Biden, who is all about the Planned Parenthood and
big
the abortion.
time. The Harris-Biden administration would be the most abortion-friendly administration of all time.
But as a Catholic cardinal, I would not be good with the completely pro-life option of Donald Trump.
Who's probably the most pro-life president of all time. But Cardinal Joe Tobin can see you voting for Biden, but not Trump. That's...
Wow.
I don't get it. I really don't get it. I don't know how this happens. I don't know what they're thinking. It's beyond all logic and reason. But that's with almost everything right now, isn't it?
You'd
Just
think the
about
guy
everything.
that decides everything would have a better office, but I guess he's trying to fool us.
Let's see The Office. I didn't really notice The Office. I was trying to pay attention to what he said. Let's see that again.
He's just sitting there in his chair with a little back room of the house.
I think that a person in good conscience could vote for Mr. Biden. I frankly, in my own way of thinking, have a more difficult time with the other option.
The other option.
Wow.
Yeah. The other option.
Wow.
Okay.
All right. I mean, that's the guy who...
By what authority did you nullify the Bill of Rights?
I called up Cardinal Tobin, Cardinal Joe Tobin in Newark.
And
right there.
Right there. Right there.
Right there.
That's his probably his parsonage or whatever they're called.
Yeah. I was thinking rectory, but is it parsonage?
I don't know. That's the only word I can think of right now.
888-933-93. I have a very stern warning for people that we just got burned by yesterday. First of all, my oldest son got a call from somebody who claimed to be in law enforcement. This is Sergeant blah, blah, blah. I don't know. He identified himself as such. He's like, I've got a legal matter to discuss with your mother. Do you have her number?
Ooh, whoa.
So he gave it to her.
He did?
Yeah, my son gave it to him. Yeah, call this number. So he does.
I would. There's not a chance I give that number.
So right? Thank you.
Not a chance.
Thank you. So that's
on top of which my mother's dead. Thanks for bringing that up, officer. But there's no way you give him a number, right?
That's fun.
Right. So that's big mistake number one. My wife picks up the phone and he tells her that, and she's had, I don't know how many times she's had jury duty over the years. It doesn't matter where we move to. She gets called for jury duty.
I've never gotten that.
Almost. I've never once been called to jury. Well, I think once in Houston.
I have a couple times.
But she gets called in multiple times in every city we've been.
She's got the mark.
Yeah, so she believed it instantly because she's always called to jury duty. And he said she missed her jury duty.
Ooh.
And that's a felony. And she's like, I didn't even get I don't remember getting a summons.
Uh-oh.
He's like, well, we have no way to trace that. So, I tend to believe you, but there is a fine. Oh. And once you pay the fine, though, if you show up next week in court, a week from Friday, then as the officer who is overseeing this, I'll show up. Back. And I'll testify on your behalf with the judge, and you'll get your money back.
But first, give me the money.
But first, we need you got to pay the fine. And she's like, okay. Well, don't I bring that to court with me? No, you pay that right now.
Right now.
Oh.
So then he's like,
she did.
Here's what you do.
I'm really pissed right now if she gave him the numbers.
Here's what you do. You go to Kroger and you get a gift card.
A gift card.
And I'm going to stay on the line with you while you do this. Yeah. How long will it take you to get ready? And she's like, I don't know, 10 minutes? Okay, I'll stay with you on the line. I'll talk you through it. He stays with her on the line as she gets ready. As she drives all the way to Kroger, she buys 2 gift cards. One with $500 on it and the other with $500 on it. Why 2? I don't know. He had some explanation. She can't remember exactly what it was. I said, okay, if him staying on the line wasn't a tip-off, maybe the dual gift card thing should have been $1,000. $1,000.
You got to change all your numbers, man.
I know.
I know. Seriously, I'm not joking because now they're into your accounts.
Right.
So what, does she read him the gift card numbers and then he's happy or what?
So I guess so. Yeah.
That's what she did?
Yeah, that's what they did.
Yeah. And then he directed her to the courthouse or something where she had to do some paperwork. And he told her to go to the 8th floor. So they go to this building. She and my son go to this building.
Is he still on the line, by the way?
He hung up right after he got the money.
You got to change the account, man. I'm not kidding.
Right, I know. So right after he gets the money, he hangs up the phone. I mean, no goodbye, nothing. He just hangs up. So they go to the courthouse. There's no 8th floor on it, and that's when they're tipped off. Oh, there's no 8th floor on this. So, and then it hit him. Oh. So then they went immediately back to Kroger, and Kroger said, "You got to call. You got to call right now."
Yes.
And it was already too late. They'd already spent the money. It's already gone. I mean, it's gone. $1,000 just gone like that. So just keep that in mind. If you ever get a phone call from somebody claiming to be some sort of law enforcement officer there to tell you about a summons, an arrest warrant that you have because you missed jury duty, don't buy into it.
Charges are not
nasty
pressed
scam
upon your name.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
And by the way, there's a little. I can't either. But there's a nugget in that story that Jeffy said that he's been called to jury duty a couple of times, right?
Yeah.
How did that work out? Like the defense attorney, they were probably really wanting you. Like, oh, we got to get this guy, right? Did you end up serving or how?
Yeah, I served once, and the other time I didn't feel like serving, so I answered the way that gets you kicked off.
Oh no, I work for Glenn Beck.
Did you get kicked off?
Yeah, nah. You know what? You're fine. Get out of here.
Is it I work for Glenn Beck?
No.
Oh, that's the answer. What's the answer?
No, you just have to answer them. Like
you have to be crazy.
You hate people.
Yes.
Yeah, you just hate people. You just hate the things that they talk about.
You're not going to be fair.
Right.
You're not going to be fair.
But if you answer that you're going to be fair, then you're on. And I was on. One day I felt, you know what, I want to be on the jury. Yeah. So I answer them fair, and you end up being on the jury.
What kind of case was it?
Assault. Almost a murder case.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, almost a murder. It was assault with a deadly weapon. A guy took a power drill with an electric cord and spun it around, bashed this guy in the head multiple times.
That probably didn't.
No, it didn't go.
Didn't go well.
But back to
the guy did not like it.
He didn't. He didn't appreciate it.
No,
that's weird.
No, he was really unhappy about it.
Yeah, but what about the skill it took to swing that around by the cord?
I know.
You know,
it hit the guy. I don't think it ever said that he swung it multiple times and missed 3 or 4 times and only hit.
No, he hit it
twice.
multiple times though, right?
Yeah,
that's not good.
No, it's not good.
All right, so if you get a call like that,
Just
don't
hang
up
answer.
the phone.
If you don't recognize the number, just don't answer.
Yeah, hang up the phone. Hang up. Because
dude,
and if they stay on the phone for I don't know, while you're getting ready to go down to
they're
Kroger.
helpful. The police officer is helpful. They got nothing better to do.
And anytime it's a gift card, usually at Kroger and
Right.
Walmart,
Wasn't
they're on the lookout for that kind of stuff, and they tell you, you might be being scammed. Have you thought of that? They didn't tell that. They didn't say that to my wife.
When have you ever?
Especially if she's on the phone.
A law enforcement officer asked for a gift card.
Yeah, it's crazy.
I think you could sue Kroger for that.
Or if you get one of these, that's our next move. we're gonna get it back and then some. If you get one of these calls, it might be a scam as well.
And once it gets expired, after that, you will be taken under custody by the local police.
Yeah. So if they say that you're going to be taken under custody, not into, but under
on the 8th floor, Jackie.
Yeah.
There are 4 serious allegations pressed on your name at this moment.
Pressed on your name at this moment.
We
Wow.
would request you to get back to us so that we can discuss about this case before taking any legal action against you.
Okay. Yes.
The number to reach us is 518 615 7980.
Oh, and by the way, the number that he called from was gone immediately. Yeah. It was just I don't know if it's a one-time phone number, and then they just shut it down. I don't know how they keep this stuff going, but
this is how, right?
These scams
this is
work
exactly
well.
how, and they catch you. You know, they look. You say you don't do it, and everybody falls for something from time to time.
Yeah,
right? They do. It just happens. They wouldn't be the scams if people weren't falling for them.
Right.
Right. So
and they're really good at it.
Right.
They know what they're doing.
Right. So you catch. I mean, he gets the number. He knows he's in because your son says, "Oh yeah, well here's the number to talk to her." And
hello.
Right, and then Jackie is in the middle of her day and gets a call.
Right,
and it's
she's
just
busy. She's thinking of other things,
and you just feel like
in the middle of cooking
what?
5,000 cookies so we can catch up with our orders.
Right. By the way, I think you probably need to sell a few more today.
Mm-hmm.
You're a little shy.
She doesn't listen to the program, does she?
Kidding. Normally, no.
Oh, okay.
I mean, wow.
Normally, no.
It's a conversation that everyone needs to have with their family.
Definitely.
And I will be having that conversation again with mine today.
You should, yes, because these guys are really good at what they do, and they can fool pretty much anybody.
Yeah.
You don't have to be 83 to get sucked into these things.
Right.
888-900-3393. Also at Pat Unleashed on Twitter. The other thing we have to get to right now before we get to more on trivia is this new song.
Oh, Tyler sent this.
Tyler sent us this new song about the pandemic from Bon Jovi and Jennifer Nettles. I'm not real familiar with Jennifer Nettles. Is she a country,
I know that name,
country star?
But I learned today she's country.
This is one of the worst pieces of garbage
so bad
I've ever heard.
What?
Listen to this little piece that we extracted from the song. This is Jon Bon Jovi, okay? Rock and Roll Hall of Fame member Jon Bon Jovi.
Though I'll keep my social distance.
Proving that anybody can sing country. Thank you very much.
Yep.
All right?
Why is he singing this way?
I don't know.
Though I'll keep my social distance.
Though I'll keep my social distance. What this world needs is a hug.
Though I'll keep my social distance. What this world needs is a hug. Is a hug. That's brilliant lyrics. Brilliant.
Thank you.
Till we find the vaccination, there's no substitute for love. So love yourself and love your family. Love
Okay, listen to
your
this.
neighbor and your friend.
Listen to the Bon Jovi part now. This is awesome.
Anytime we loved a stranger, but just a friend you ain't met yet.
Anytime you meet a stranger, it's just a friend you ain't met yet.
Now he believes that, right? I mean, he's got the restaurant where if you can't pay, you eat for free.
Is that right?
I mean, he believes that.
What?
Jovi? Yeah, he's got
Really?
the restaurant
I
in
didn't
New
know that.
Jersey that if you can't pay, you don't pay. You just go in and eat.
How do you know when people can't pay? How
Because
do
they
you
tell
know
you.
that? Oh, okay, they tell you. I see. All right.
So I mean, I don't know how many times I've been broke, but a number of times in New Jersey.
That's a place you don't need a gift card to eat at because you could just go in there and say,
I don't have any
sorry.
money. Sorry. I literally don't have any money on me, so I can't pay.
Money.
Just a friend.
Though I'll keep my social distance, what this world needs is a hug.
Until we find the vaccination, there's no substitute for love. So love yourself and love your family. Love your neighbor and your friend.
Anytime you need a stranger, just a friend you ain't made.
I'm driving
That's
the
awesome.
cattle to town.
That's awesome. I won't hear of you bad mouthing that song.
That is freaking embarrassing.
I got some cattle. I'm driving to the town.
I mean, that's better.
Oh, Jon Bon Jovi, was that you?
That's better than the Bon Jovi song. That is far superior right there.
So is that.
Woo!
How does Bon Jovi ever show himself in public again after that embarrassment?
Wow, that's not what was that for a special
No,
award
they
show?
shot this.
or
No,
was
they
that
shot this video in New York City, which I know is big on country music. Am I right? And it's just about the pandemic. It's just
How do they
help
get
you
the rights
through.
to shoot in New York these days? Oh, wow.
I don't know, but they had a mask on most of the time, so they were being, very
and social
responsible.
distant.
Yes.
Social distance.
It's just a friend you ain't made
yet. John, that doesn't really fit in the tune. You're right, but don't worry about it. Just jam it in there. Jam it in there.
What are you working on? I'm shooting this Jon Bon Jovi video, man. I need the work.
That's embarrassing. All right.
So he's in the Hall of Fame.
He's in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
Can they rescind that?
Foreigner isn't. We should look
embarrassing.
into that. We should look into the rescinding of that. All right. More on trivia is next.
Upon the frozen tundra of the human mind,
Which country borders the United States to the north?
How about Mexico?
Wow, that's a great
It's
answer.
not exactly north, though.
Oh, man.
two teams of infinitesimal intellect will collide in a cloud of glory.
The Ten Commandments were carried down the mountain by whom?
I don't know.
You don't know? His name was Blaine.
Mental gladiators, capable of taking a minor incline and turning it into an unscalable summit.
America claimed its independence from which country?
Nobody knows this.
Don't know. Yeah.
Adult versus dimwit.
What territory did the United States purchase from France in the early 1800s?
New England?
Dunce versus dolt.
What is socialism?
Somebody to talk to the public?
Somebody talks to the public.
There you go. What? No?
Moron versus moron.
What does USA stand for?
Pass.
Pass.
Oh, you passed, yeah.
It's the upstairs attic.
You're gonna pass on what does USA stand for?
In an epic battle of nitwits.
If a show airs at 6 p.m. Eastern Time, what time is it in the Pacific Zone?
No, not about football.
This is not about football.
I don't know. That's what I'm trying to tell y'all.
Okay.
Oh,
Well, yeah,
okay,
because she
okay,
doesn't know
yeah.
football. How many times does she have to tell you?
You should have changed
stupid?
the question.
This is Moron Trivia.
Good morning, American. It's Friday.
Yes, it is. Friday means Moron Trivia. Welcome to it. Here's our commissioner, Jeff Fisher, to tell us how the game works.
Well, we are going to predict the outcome or attempt to predict the outcome of an NFL game. Today's game is the New England Patriots taking on the Seattle Seahawks. We call convenience stores and other stores in those local areas, the greater metropolitan areas of those areas, and we ask the workers there 4 questions, and the city that answers the most questions correct wins the game. It's 4 quarters, 4 calls.
It's just
that simple. We'll try to make it
simple.
happen. We try to make it happen.
Yeah. Okay.
Each quarter is the same question.
Uh-huh.
You know.
Yeah.
It's the same thing that's happened for the last.
Way to sell it. Maybe.
Yeah, I'm there.
It was a powerful sell, wasn't it?
Call people.
Well, we got a social distance this year. I've been dealing with
you're
a lot
not saying
of
that
COVID-19.
right.
Even though we show you these things, although I'll keep my social distance.
Even though I'll keep my social distance.
This world needs is a hug.
Oh, this world needs a hug. What's he doing? Why are you singing like that?
Why is he doing it anyway?
Yeah.
You're Bon Jovi. We know what you sound like.
Yeah.
And you just sound like this. I mean, sound pretty bad, but you don't sound like this.
Is he hoping that
Maybe
people
he does
don't
now.
recognize him? I mean,
I don't know. Maybe the country. Yeah, maybe he's worried the country crowd wouldn't accept him. I don't know. It's bizarre though.
So bizarre.
And a total embarrassment.
Let alone the song itself.
Right.
Ugh, so bad.
I mean, the lyrics are asinine. the delivery of the lyrics, it's just the whole thing's an embarrassment.
Why do you hate love?
No, I don't. I love love. I'm in love with love, actually.
Okay.
I just don't, I do not love.
Although I keep my social distance, but this world needs a hug.
I mean, what's your...
Anytime you meet a stranger.
It's just a friend you ain't made yet.
It's a friend you ain't made
yet. I can't wait to be singing that on Sunday afternoon. I'm going to be so mad right now.
I know that's the problem.
I know.
With playing that kind of stuff. All right, so we're waiting for our first contestant to get on the phone in the greater Seattle area.
Yes.
Which is,
Spokane.
everyone knows it includes the entire state of Washington. Everyone knows it.
Oh, but
and
hello.
it has forever. It has forever. So.
I would make the argument that it's even
Canada, Oregon, Idaho, Montana.
You know who's a huge Seattle fan? Christy Nome, South Dakota.
Yes, yes, that's true. So call South Dakota if you want.
The whole any northern border state, you're there.
Mm-hmm.
What is the capital of it? It's Pierre, right? I used to think it was Pierre, South Dakota, but it's Pierre, South Dakota.
Oh, really?
The capital. So we'll be calling Pierre, South Dakota here in just a few minutes. 888-900-3393. Also at Pat Unleashed on Twitter. As we wait for our first contestant, might as well tell you about Pittsburgh Steelers center Marquise Pouncey. Second player now on his team to decide not to put Antoine Rose Jr.'s name on the back of his helmet for the season. So I didn't realize. I thought that was just first game. They decided to wear his name for the season.
Oh, man.
And we told you the other day, Alejandro Villanueva, I think just yesterday, he put tape over that name and then wrote the name of his friend who died saving others in Afghanistan. So a really cool gesture. And nobody else knew except for the coach, Tomlin, that he was going to do that. So now Marquise Pouncey has decided not to as well. Rose was shot and killed by police in 2018 after being stopped because a vehicle he was in fit the description of a car involved in a drive-by shooting. Oh. Rose was unarmed and was shot 3 times in the back, face, and elbow. This season, how was he shot in the back and the face? That's kind of strange, right? Did he spin around after he was...
Possible,
I don't know. So anyway, this season the Steelers decided to honor Rose, whose name has been used as a platform, an example for creating reform, ending police brutality. The gesture started as a team decision, as a message of unity, but offensive linemen, as we just mentioned, decided not to participate. Now Pouncey released a long statement on the matter on Instagram, discussing his work with the police and tagging the Pittsburgh police chief and police station, as well as others in Florida.
This will make the NFL put a stop to it.
Maybe. He wrote, I was given limited information on the situation regarding Antoine.
Okay.
And I was unaware of the whole story surrounding his death and what transpired during the trial following the tragedy.
Huh.
Wouldn't it be nice if everyone did a little research?
It ain't like nobody's got access to Google. Come on, just he does.
I should have done more research to fully understand what occurred in its entirety. Make no mistake, I'm against racism. Right, I think most of us are. And I believe the best thing I can do is to continue helping repair relationships between the police and their communities. But anyway, he's not going to do it. He's not just going to blindly follow everybody else down that primrose path. Good for him. Wouldn't it be nice? Again, like LeBron James. Maybe he could do a little research into some of this stuff and stop, say their name, say their name. You don't even know what happened. Say their name. Man. Are you going to say the police's names now that were just murdered? Just shot in, those two weren't murdered, but the two that were shot in Jersey, and then the police officers that were just shot in that altercation with that douchebag who wouldn't get out of his car.
Right.
Say their names. Part of the 43 who have been murdered so far just this year. 888-900-3393. Also, a high school indefinitely has suspended football players for carrying the thin blue red line flags in a 9/11 tribute in Ohio. At least 2 Ohio high school football players were suspended for carrying flags honoring police and fallen firefighters before a recent game. I guess there
they come out of the tunnel there. See this?
They asked for permission. The school told them no. And they did it anyway.
Right. Now it was more about that than it was the flags.
Was it?
That's what the principal and the superintendent said.
It's kind of understandable. I mean, because what they said was, if we allow you guys to do that, then we're going to have to allow all manner of flags, and people are going to be bringing us, who knows, Black Lives Matter flags. Right. You want to carry those out on?
Correct. That's what they were talking about, and it does make sense.
Yeah.
But it doesn't make sense that they weren't allowed to do it on 9/11, and their parents are police officers and firefighters, and it doesn't make sense that it wasn't allowed to.
And you know what? If somebody else comes to you and says, "I want you to run a Black Lives Matter flag on there," you just say, "You know what? No."
Is that a word that you can use?
It is. It actually is. Yeah. Have some giblets and just say. No.
But then what do you do if they do?
Then you suspend them, beat them with clubs,
and now that holds true, right? But if you didn't suspend these kids, then how? Their argument is, well, you let them do it.
Well, yeah, because what I would say is that was a special occasion. It was 9/11. They were honoring first responders. Done.
And what was the word again? I don't know that I wrote it down.
It was
if somebody.
It's a hard word, but it's. No. N-O.
Hold on. I got to write this down.
What animal does that represent?
No animal.
Oh, okay. Those are numbers anyway. Never mind.
Right. Yeah, we don't have to replace animals because animals are good, right? Animals are good.
Yes, they are.
Unless they release methane. Then that's a problem.
Then they're bad.
Yeah, then they're bad. They're contributing to killing this planet.
Right.
All right. While we wait for our first contestant to get us started on more on trivia.
I don't know, man.
In our first city in Seattle. I don't know. Is anybody going to answer during COVID?
I don't know.
I don't know. I do not know.
Call Jackie.
Yeah.
She answers. Sorry. Too soon?
Too often sometimes. Yeah, too soon. I mean, it was yesterday. I'd say, too soon. 888-900-3393. Last night they had a town hall with Joe Biden. The president had a town hall too, didn't he?
Well, he showed up in Wisconsin. He showed up in Wisconsin
and was asked
for
a bunch
rally.
of questions.
Well, he showed up in a rally last night in Wisconsin. He lands Air Force One, walks off, bunch of people in the hangar, says his words, and goes away.
Yeah, he did a town hall though earlier this week, but it was Biden's turn last night, and boy, that was fun.
Biden got asked some really brutal questions. I mean, it was really tough. Things like, "Hey Joe, what's your favorite color?"
Oh wow.
Yeah, because how do you decide? I mean, there's so many of them.
Yeah, well, I mean, you got a color wheel.
You got a color wheel.
You could spin that.
Plus, you don't want to offend anyone.
You don't want to offend anybody.
I don't want to offend anybody that likes red, but.
And I mean, questions like that. Also, tougher questions like, "Hey Joe, do you hate Donald Trump as much as I do?" I mean, that's a hard question because I don't know how much you hate him. I really don't. I'm guessing a lot, but I hate him probably more because I'm running against him.
I don't want to offend your hatred, but.
And then, then there was, "Hey Joe, could you possibly do any worse than Donald Trump has done? I don't think that's possible. Do you?
Oh my goodness, that's a long question.
Hard one. Yeah, it's hard.
You got a lot to think about
there.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you got to think about all the bad things Trump has done, and then decide whether or not you could do worse than that. And
how do you answer that?
How do you do it?
You can't. You almost can't.
So one of the questions last night was about trade with China.
Okay, and
it was kind of like
so that's a little bit tougher.
How would you
color.
address China's unfair trade practices? That put him to the test.
Would be denied that opportunity. I would also make it clear that it's got to be, if any of that is being purchased by any government agency, we will not purchase anything that is not made in America, including the downriver line of what has to be done.
Downriver line.
All the parts. You can't do what he's doing now. You can't do where he's given a tax break to companies that, in fact, go overseas, bring their, and then import the product back into the United States of America, even though their headquarters is here. The chain, though, you go overseas and they bring it back in cheaper than you being able to produce it. And so I'm going to make sure that it's made in America. I believe, and I mean that. We've been talking about this policy for 100 years. We've never fully done it.
You have.
We can and must do it now.
All right, you got it?
Wow.
The downriver
the thing and the parts, and then you bring them back and they're cheaper. And the thing that they do here...
You know what downriver parts are. Don't try to confuse everyone.
Wow. That's good stuff. That's good stuff. Jeez. And I love the fact that he's just adopted the Trump policy of Made in America.
Right.
All of a sudden, the xenophobic thing that everybody hated him for, that's now his policy. Made in America by American. That's his thing now?
Yeah.
You just took that from Trump.
Yep.
I have to hear that one more time. Let's be very
you're
quiet.
Trying to make sense of it.
Let's try to make sense of it afterwards. But listen to this explanation. Unreal.
They, in fact, would be denied that opportunity. I would also make it clear that it's got to be, if any of that is being purchased by any government agency, that we will not purchase anything that is not made in America, including the downriver line of what has to be done.
Downriver's line.
You can't do what he's doing now. You can't do where he's given a tax break to companies that, in fact, go overseas, bring their, and then import the product back into the United States of America, even though their headquarters is here. The chain, though, you go overseas and they bring it back in cheaper than you being able to produce it.
Bring it back in cheaper.
And so I'm going to make sure that it's made in America. I believe, and I mean that. We've been talking about this policy for 100 years. Yeah. We've never fully done it. We can and must do it now.
Okay. So now that's clear.
Now you got it?
Now it's clear.
Because that's what he said at the onset. He said, I want to be clear.
No, I have it. I've got it.
And he nailed it.
Okay.
That was brilliant.
And he was speaking in Pennsylvania where ballots will be accepted 3 days after Election Day. So that's going to be fun.
Good. Well, it'll take that long just to decipher what the hell he was talking about right there.
Those are the downriver votes.
Yeah.
Downriver votes.
So those went to another country.
No way. We got Sadhu on the line.
Sadhu.
Sadhu. Hello, Sadhu.
Hi, sir. How are you doing?
I'm doing well. Thank you for asking. You really concerned, or are you just making small talk? Never mind. Okay. We're going to ask you 4 quick questions. Is that all right? Real quick?
Yeah.
All right, okay. If you don't know the answer, just take a guess, and you can't ask anybody for help, okay?
Yeah.
All right. Sadhu, name one mountain range in the United States.
Yeah. That's cool.
I'm sorry, what?
Sorry, just a customer taking customer.
Okay, your customer. He's got a customer.
We're working too.
Yeah, we got some customers as well on the line, Sadhu, so.
Yeah, sir. What are you asking?
You wouldn't mind. Name one mountain range in the United States.
Yeah.
Hello?
Yeah. Sorry.
Can you name one mountain range in the U.S.?
I don't understand. What's the question, sorry?
I'm sorry?
It doesn't understand the question.
Okay. We would have accepted the Amazons. The Amazons were one mountain range. Question number 2. Today there are 50 states on the U.S. flag. Why did there used to be only 48 stars? Sidhu?
Oh, no.
Oh, boy.
Because racism. That's why. That was the answer we were looking for. Racism. They just
Sidhu, you with us?
They racially excluded 2 states. Sidhu?
Did we lose Sidhu?
He didn't.
Oh,
So
no.
Sidhu and Sidone.
Didn't, and he's gone.
I get it now.
We lost him. We were just getting to know
well,
him.
that's
and he just forfeited the quarter.
That's an egg.
And let's hope we can get a contestant. At least we'll have a winner if we get a contestant now from the New England states. Anywhere in the New England states, hopefully we'll have one when we come back. Welcome. Great to have you with us. 888-933-93. Still in the first quarter, and New England about to get the ball.
It's a defensive struggle.
It is.
It's a nothing tie so far.
Seattle really struggled.
Sidhu did not come through for Seattle. He did not come through.
He's Sedoned.
Yeah, he did. So
whatever it was.
Sedidn't?
Yes, it did. Sedoned, whatever.
But hopefully we'll get somebody quickly here in New England, which is, kind of a broad area.
It sure is. The Northeast.
Hell, just call England if you need to. I mean, seriously. Anyone.
New England, Old England.
Whatever.
I mean, the British Empire pretty much covers the globe. If
the
you
sun
wanna...
never sets.
Who was it that just got rid of them?
Barbados? Yeah, Barbados.
Was it Barbados?
Yeah.
Finally said, you know what? We're not doing your thing anymore.
Wait, we can do this? We can leave?
Yeah, without any kind of warfare or anything.
Hello. That means we've got a contestant.
Ashley in Vermont. Hey, Ashley. Ashley? Hi. Hey, we're going to ask you 4 quick questions. Is that all right?
Sure.
Okay. If you don't know the answer, just take a guess, and you can't ask anybody for help, okay?
Okay.
All right. Question number 1. Name one mountain range in the United States.
Mountain range.
Adirondacks. Nice job. All right. Today, there are 50 states on the U.S. flag. Why did there used to be 48?
Probably because Hawaii and Alaska weren't connected at first.
Can we accept that?
I mean,
Hawaii and Alaska weren't connected.
Yeah, they're not connected.
Okay.
They're not connected.
All right. We'll accept that. Yes. They weren't states at the time, right?
They weren't connected. That's what she said.
All right. Mike Pence is the current vice president of the United States. Who was the vice president just before Mike Pence? It's a tough one. Nobody's known this one yet. The many times we've asked the question. Yeah.
Ashley,
it's no. Julia Louis-Dreyfus was the answer we were looking for.
Bingo.
Which planet is sometimes referred to as the third rock from the sun? Which planet? It's another tough one.
What is happening over there?
This doesn't even know space.
I keep coming up with the show, but I can't remember.
Yeah,
right. I know.
It's Uranus. Yeah, Uranus. So
Uranus
a lot of people don't even
rock.
like to say the name of that planet, but
it's a rock.
Yeah. All right. That's a weird name for the third rock since Uranus is gas. Isn't that weird?
You're right.
That's kind of weird, right?
All right.
Well, Ashley, you have been an absolute, utter, and sheer delight. Thanks for joining us. Because you've been such a great contestant, we're going to send you the home version of our game psychically. And I just did. All right? All right. Thanks a lot.
All right,
bye-bye.
Wow, she got a couple, though.
How about that?
Okay.
She got a couple.
Okay, the Adriatic Mountains, we're going to give that.
Adriatic?
Yeah.
Adirondacks?
That's what she was talking about. We knew what she was talking about.
No, but that's not what I mean. It's.
You say that's not a mountain range?
I was thinking
the Adirondacks.
I can't help what you were thinking.
Appalachians, the Rocky Mountains.
And this is a massive. I've never heard that word, massive, in northeastern New York. Anyway, whatever.
Aren't there?
Adirondacks. What did I say?
Adirondack
it's a mountain range up there. I believe
it's
that.
not technically a range, but since I mispronounced it to begin with, who cares?
It isn't technically a range?
No, that's what I'm saying. It's a massive, whatever that is. MASSIF. Never heard the word.
I haven't either.
But range was thinking more along the lines of the Rockies and Appalachians.
Yes.
But we're giving her 2 points, Commissioner?
Well, let's see. Commissioner, what do you think?
I honestly don't care.
Yeah, Yes. I thought she was right.
I did.
I didn't realize we were just talking about massives. I'm a little pissed off that
I apologize.
We let a massive slide for a range.
So what's our score after quarter number one?
We did.
2-0.
2-0. The Patriots over the Seattle Seahawks.
888-900-3393 and at Pat Unleashed on Twitter. We are in the second quarter now.
We are.
Looking for Seattle to have the ball. It is 2-0 Patriots over the Seahawks thus far. So we actually have an outcome.
An outcome quarter.
We don't get another caller.
An outcome quarter. In fact, the second quarter is sponsored by Chewing the Fat podcast. You could.
Is it?
It is.
Wow.
It is a very important. We try to sponsor each quarter, and this one is sponsored by Chewing the Fat podcast. So subscribe and
rate,
enjoy. Rate and review, yeah.
Now I know you've been trying desperately to keep the price down.
Why?
Have you still been able to maintain that? Because I know they're begging you to charge.
And
Look, right now,
market forces.
Right now,
it's
free.
Wow,
it's important.
You're a warrior.
There's some people that listen to the show that aren't subscribers. Those are freeloaders. I don't like those people.
Okay,
all right. The subscription freeloaders I like.
Okay. All right.
So
subscribe.
If you're just a freeloader, you're the one that's going to cause people to get charged for the podcast.
Wow.
So if you want to remain,
heavy responsibility you just put on them.
So subscribe to the podcast.
All right. Okay. 888-900-3393. Also at Pat Unleashed on Twitter. Dude, it just is what it is. I don't know why that's in my head today. It just is. It is what it is. Kentucky Theme Park is allowing families to rent out the entire space, but you only have 1 day to get in on this.
It's today and tomorrow, right?
Is it?
Today and tomorrow.
Okay,
It's
today
through
and tomorrow,
Yeah.
you can rent this Kentucky Theme Park for $5,000 and have your whole family go.
Well, up to 6. Up to 6. If it's more than 6, you got to call ahead. So it's really
call ahead.
Yeah, you got to call ahead. You got to let them know. You got to let them know if it's more than 6.
Families up to 6 can have it for 8 hours, up to 8 hours for $5,000. So,
that's not bad.
What? Isn't it?
But I think the 8 hour thing. I think the 8 hour thing is. I think it's less than 8 hours actually.
Although you wouldn't have to be in lines, obviously.
Right.
I think that would be sweet.
I think it'd be worth it.
That'd be sweet.
It'd be worth it to have the run of the place. You're still going to have to wear a mask, according to them. Everyone wears a mask, and they're cleaning everything extra good.
Here's the standard adult ticket, $38. Multiply that by 6. I don't think you're going to get to $5,000.
But you're not going to get the run of the joint either.
I know.
I mean,
so you're paying a premium for that.
I'll stand in line.
Now, I would say that. I don't know why they don't do that all the time.
Why wouldn't
in today's world?
I mean, if you can get somebody to pay $5,000 for 8 hours.
In today's world,
people,
get
do
it. Yeah. I mean, look, they're not filling that joint in today's world.
No, probably not.
I mean, they're lucky to be open, right? And they're still closing for their summer on September 19th. I would, if I were them, I would say maybe we stay open for a little while longer. Maybe we extend our summer dates this year. Maybe, what do you say, another month? Another month, whatever. Stay open for another month and bring in a few more families of 6.
Any idea what the crowds have been like at Disney World, Disneyland lately?
It was not lately. I mean, it was packed there at the beginning.
It was packed
right?
at the beginning.
Yeah, people were fighting in line, standing in line, and bummed that they couldn't get in.
Right. Yeah,
I would be too.
It's what capacity? 25% of capacity, something like that. 50% at the most.
And you had to stand in line and first come, first serve, and just
Disney World attendance plummets 80% even as Florida cases decline.
Wow. So
wear your mask.
People are scared. And
wear your mask. Well, I mean, why are you going to show up at Disney in Orlando, Florida, and you have got to wear a mask all day?
Never.
Yeah, when it's 98 and a billion% humidity.
Right.
No thanks.
No thanks.
I don't think so. Also, the NCAA yesterday just told their member schools that they can start the basketball season November 25th. So that's just, 3 weeks late than they would have otherwise started it. So that's not bad. Although, I would imagine if you're having empty stadiums or only 25% capacity outdoors at football games, I would assume that indoor basketball arenas,
you're not getting that.
You're not going to allow fans.
And I'd be surprised to see if you continue to get it at football games, right? Because they were saying that one guy at the Kansas City game last week has COVID.
Oh,
and now
really?
They socially contacted all the people that were around him at the stadium and who he came in contact with the contact tracing. So we'll see.
Jeez. That's all it's going to take is for one person to spread it to 100 people or whatever, 10 others who spread it to 10 others,
right.
And it goes on like that to shut down
the
the
season.
If
they keep it locked down, where the one guy had it and he was socially distanced and he was in with the crowd that came with them, that kind of thing, then you can still make the argument that, well, we did what we were supposed to do and that's what happened.
Yeah.
So it works.
Let's keep our fingers crossed.
Yeah.
Because that could go away quickly.
I know.
And that would really suck. 888-900-3393. Also at Pat Unleashed on Twitter. Plus, we're waiting now for somebody in Seattle to answer the phone in this COVID area or time period. I guess era was what I was looking for. So we've got 2-0 Patriots lead as we try to get to the second quarter here of Moron Trivia. In the meantime, we got this sign language interpreter.
Oh, yeah, for the Honolulu mayor.
Yeah, the Honolulu mayor said somebody shouted a 4-letter word at the Honolulu mayor.
Like, love you.
And not exactly.
Love you.
Started more with an F.
Really? Mm-hmm. You don't spell love with an F.
Why did the sign
I'm not big on
language
spelling, but
yeah, we know. Sign language interpreter for the mayor decided to translate for the guy
for the guy who yelled, and
there it is.
There it is.
Oh, we got to blur it out?
Yeah.
Oh.
That's funny, though.
I mean,
that's interesting that she interpreted the F-U to the mayor.
We blur out the finger?
I don't know, Jeffy. I'm sorry. It's not on one of your sites. So, our apologies.
I mean, I get not being able to say it. Love is a bad word. But...
But you really wanted to see that finger extended, didn't you? You were really looking forward to that. I'm sorry, Jeffy. I'm sorry we disappointed you on that.
Oh, you did.
Darn it.
It was very disappointing.
I hate to disappoint Jeffy.
Do you?
Yeah.
We should buy him a...
sound like you do.
Let's buy Jeffy a pillow shaped like a chicken nugget to make up
I love
for
those.
it. Yeah. Only run you what, $90? Is that right?
$90. I love those.
$90 for it.
It's not bad. For a nugget body pillow?
The 3-foot-long body pillow.
Look like a nugget. That's good stuff.
Fans of chicken nuggets can cuddle up with McDonald's Chicken McNugget body pillow. Why would you ever?
That's cool.
That is a good gift for Jeffy, though.
I love
Let's
it.
be honest.
I want the spicy one, though.
What if you wake up in the middle of the night and you're like, it's in your mouth? Yeah, I can see you doing that.
The pillow.
Oh, do you know how much
the pillow
resellers? So the secondary market for the McNugget body pillow. Did you see how much that's selling for online? $400 to $450 on eBay and StockX.
If you can get it, right? I mean, I can put it up on eBay for any price.
Yeah, but I mean, $400. I bet they said people are buying it for that. That's ridiculous for a body pillow.
Some people have too much money.
Yeah,
they have too much money.
That is.
I mean, people are buying plastic crowns for more than $500,000.
$500,000.
500,000 plus.
Yeah, but it's Biggie Smalls. It's the Notorious B.I.G.
Yeah, B.I.G.
$6 plastic crown, which sold for $594,700, almost $600,000 at auction.
Yeah.
Jeez.
I mean, King of New York, baby.
That's what he was claiming,
Notorious
right?
B.I.G. Yeah, that was the headline of the magazine shot. with the crown, King of New York. Yeah.
And this was the whole East Coast West Coast battle back in the 90s.
Yeah, this picture was taken not long before he was shot and killed.
Yeah. Sad.
Real sad. But this was also the inaugural wrap sale or at Sotheby's. No, they're not sale.
Oh, really?
It's
auction.
The auction.
Yeah.
The initial.
Well, it went pretty well for the first one.
Yeah, they auctioned some other stuff off too. Wow. That were $200,000-$300,000 worth of stuff for lyrics and stuff like that. So good for the inaugural rap auction went well.
Very, yeah, very.
I don't know who bought. They don't know who bought it. It probably was like Jay-Z or Puffy or somebody.
Mm-hmm. I would suspect, yeah. 888-900-3393. Also, yesterday, Michael Cohen, who's such a little douche, and I thought this when he was with Trump, so this is not new. And what I love about Michael Cohen is that they love him now at MSNBC and CNN. They wouldn't give this guy the time of day when he was with Trump.
And
now,
they won't give him the time of day tomorrow either when it's all said and done.
But when he's saying bad things about Trump, they can't wait to have him on.
Gotta talk to him.
So pathetic. Such hypocrites. So anyway, he's on yesterday talking about how Trump is a cult leader. How can people possibly like this guy?
Give us the worst case scenario of what you think he would do.
So Donald Trump is all about winning, and he has no intention of giving up power, which is why I said before the House Oversight Committee. I mean, let's remember, we're talking 18 plus months ago. And what I gave to the American people, and it was an enormous number of people that were watching, what I gave to the American people was a preview of this horror movie entitled Donald Trump Presidency. And in order to avoid, a sequel, which would be the horror film of 2020, people really do have to vote him out. But that's not going to be easy because the first thing he's going to claim is that the election was rigged. And the day of the election, he's going to declare that he's the winner. And that even for the next couple of weeks, as the ballots are all being counted, he's going to claim that they're fake. And he's going to use Attorney General Bill Barr within which to bring an action in order to invalidate all of those. And he's going to do everything possible in order to ensure that he remains president for another 4 years. But then it's not just 4 more years. The second that happens, he's already joking. And I thought,
but it is only 4 more years, douche.
Pause him for a second. But all right, we got Amber. We have Amber in Seattle. We're going to go right to her. Hey, Amber.
Hello.
Hi.
Hey.
You all right to answer? Can you answer 4 quick questions for us?
Yes.
All right, great.
Nice.
It's real easy. If you don't know the answer, just take a guess, and you can't ask anybody for help, okay?
Okay.
All right. Question number 1, Amber. What is Mike Tyson most famous for?
Boxing.
Yeah.
Boxing. Nice. You think he's more famous for boxing or for rape? What would you say? Apparently boxing, huh?
Yeah.
That was just a bonus question. You don't have to. You don't really have to know the answer to that. All right. Question number 2. Tell me anything about a pachyderm.
What in the world is happening?
Oh,
are we being recorded?
No, Amber's working.
She left. She's off.
Amber, you with us?
She's gone. We lost her.
This isn't annoying at all.
Yeah, you can hang that up because she's gone. I think.
Wow.
That was a little too much, I guess, for her. The tell me anything about a pachyderm thing. That was.
No,
sorry, I can't go there. I'm not gonna.
So that's a 0. So right.
So they forfeit again. That's a second forfait for Seattle. It's not looking good for them right now.
The bonus question about rape may have thrown Amber off. Just a thought. I don't know. I don't know if that had anything to do with it. I'm just guessing.
Did that trigger some sort of reaction?
I mean, he's kind of known for that, right?
He did. She already answered boxing.
Several years in prison over it. I thought it was legitimate. But you're right. She did already answer boxing. So maybe I already had my answer on that one. All right. So we need somebody from New England now. Any of the New England states, by the way, once again, if you're one of our phone people calling.
Again, though, England, the British Empire, right?
Right.
Anywhere.
Smack dab in the middle of the second quarter,
Just-
sponsored by Chewing the Fat.
Don't call Barbados. They're out.
They're not part of the
Yeah,
British
no.
Empire anymore.
Yeah.
Bam! They got out of it just that quickly.
Yeah, baby.
All right, we got Debbie in New England. Hey, Debbie.
Hello. Hi.
Hi. We're going to ask you 4 quick questions, if that's all right.
Yeah, certainly.
Can't ask for help. Can't ask. And if you don't know the answer, just take a guess. Okay.
Okay. Yep.
All right. Question number 1. What is Mike Tyson most famous for?
Boxing.
Boxing. Yes. Tell me anything about a pachyderm.
A pachyderm?
A pachyderm.
I think it's like racing of some kind.
Like racing.
Right.
That's a pretty good.
Yeah, it's a pretty good guess.
Oh, we can't accept that?
No.
Apparently, it's the best-selling hand cream on the market right now.
Okay.
And
pachyderm.
several celebrities have left their previous positions to sell pachyderm. So.
Oh,
Yeah.
interesting.
Yeah. Name this former politician's voice. Voice impersonated. Don't get excited. It's not the actual celebrity. Just a few kilometers under the surface of the earth, it's incredibly hot, several million degrees.
It's not the
my
celebrity.
Lord.
Yeah, that was.
That's not
I know,
him?
it sounded just like
Politician?
him. Another, yes, it's
Yeah.
a politician. Yeah.
More
God,
specific.
Lord, I have no clue.
No clue. Okay. Yeah. It was,
Jimmy Carter?
no, but it's close. It's close. It
It's
was
another good guess.
Alexander Hamilton.
I would never have known that.
Yeah. Hmm. Well, you may have seen him though in the new play
Hamilton.
that's not so new anymore, called Hamilton.
It's not called Carter.
Maybe you haven't seen that.
Nope.
Okay. Question number 4. What is socialism?
It's being social with people.
being
or
social.
controlling how you're social with others.
Okay.
Right? Hello.
I mean, that's fairly close.
You
right?
gave us
It's-
3 good guesses.
It's a disease you get from kissing, is what we were looking for. But
what?
can you accept it? No.
Socialism?
Yeah. Dang it.
We'd all be in trouble for that.
Right?
Isn't that the truth, boy?
Very Massachusetts.
Alrighty. Okay, well, thank you so much for your answers. You were probably our finest contestant
What
of
do you
all
mean,
time.
probably?
Yeah, you were definitely our finest
Definitely.
contestant of all time.
Never.
How are things in Massachusetts, by the way, today?
Wonderful.
Are they wonderful?
Yeah.
What's the weather? What's the weather like where you are today?
Chill. It's breezy, but it's beautiful out.
Breezy but beautiful. That's how I love it. That's exactly the way it is here today.
That's what I call Jeffy.
But beautiful.
Jeffy is breezy but beautiful. What's our
Okay.
score, Commissioner?
3-0.
3-0 halftime. Patriots over the Seahawks right now.
3-0. All right. Thanks a lot. Okay, so we are at halftime, which might be as far as we get in this game. I wouldn't be surprised.
Looking that way.
Yeah, it is.
Clock is ticking down.
But if we get somebody in the greater Seattle area, we'll give it a shot. Well, yeah, the greater Seattle area obviously includes Spokane.
Duh.
It's basically a suburb.
There's a highway to that city, I'll tell you that.
Yes, there is. Yep. All right. Wow, it's amazing that people have no idea what socialism is. Is that
What do you
amazing?
mean?
I mean, every single time. I think we've gotten one person.
We have gotten at least one, maybe 2 tops.
In the last,
that knew.
4 years, we've had one person that actually gave a decent definition of socialism. Everybody else thinks it's being social.
Which is why it continues to flourish.
Right. No wonder people say, yeah, I got a good impression of socialism. What's wrong with being social with people? I don't know. It's amazing. Absolutely amazing. All right. Do we still have Cohen paused, or did you turn him all the way off? Did you shut him down?
Still paused.
Still paused. All right, let's finish up with Michael Cohen. This little douche. I don't know why. I don't know why.
I mean, he's laying the groundwork for him. He's just doing the Hillary.
That's exactly what he's doing.
The whole thing, just laying the groundwork for the debated election, right?
He's doing his bidding for the left, and he continues to do it right here.
Possible in order to ensure that he remains president for another 4 years. But then it's not just 4 more years. The second that happens, he's already joking. And I tell this many times, Donald Trump doesn't know what it is to tell a joke, and he doesn't understand what a joke is. When he says, how about Trump 12 more years? I mean, he's looking to set himself up as an autocrat in this country. He has no care, and he has legitimately, he doesn't care about the Constitution of the United States. He believes that he's above everything.
Uh-huh.
But he can't do that alone. You went along with him for a long time.
Thank
Why do people
you.
do it? Why do people like Bill Barr? Why do
Thank
these
you.
Republicans go along with him, do you think?
Okay.
Because we're stupid. We were a bunch of sycophants. He's very much like a cult leader. And when when you're in his good grace, you believe that you have this enormous amount of power, which you do, and he somehow manages to convince you to use that power for bad, right? I mean, look at some of the things I talk about in the book in terms of feeding his ego and fixing polls, or, creating NDAs in order to silence women with whom he has an affair. I mean, the man doesn't know what it is to take, responsibility for his own dirty deeds.
Can you give us an example of fixing polls, Michael?
An example of any of what you're saying. I mean, the guy is setting up and that's what they're trying to do on the left. They're setting up civil war.
Yep.
They're setting up civil war by continually saying that Donald Trump won't leave office even if he loses.
Yep. And he's setting the groundwork for not election night, by the way.
Yeah.
He said 2 weeks.
2 weeks after the election.
I mean, we're looking at the election. I don't know what the word I'm looking for now. It's going to be we'll be lucky if it's 2 weeks.
Oh yeah. Oh, I mean they've already said we might not know this year. We might not know till January. We might not know on Inauguration Day. All of those things have been said by the left, and I love the latest thing that it'll look like he won on election night, but then when they count all of the votes that have been mailed in, then it's obviously going to be Joe Biden who wins. So they're setting up the fact that if Donald Trump continues in office after it looks like he won, he really didn't, and it's a fraud. What do you think people are going to do then?
And by the way, he's still president until January.
Right.
It's supposed to be.
Right.
They don't just get to kick him out.
That's right. Until January 20th, he's in the office. And it's going to look like, if he loses, that he's staying in office because these people don't know he shouldn't leave immediately.
Right.
Don't even know that. How many people in Antifa think if he loses, he's gone?
He's got to go. He's got to go right now.
Then.
Right now,
then.
he's done.
Yeah.
And you guys talked to, I forget the guy's name now, the other day on Glenn's show. I know you've been sitting in with Glenn all week. The guy that talked about how, Twitter and Facebook, if Trump claims that he won, they'll consider that a lie. They'll just shut it down, shut his social media down.
Right.
That was a frightening thought.
That was something I hadn't considered.
Me either.
And I don't think anybody had really considered that. But that's logical.
It sure is.
You can definitely see that.
Yes, you can.
Happening. But what is being set up here is really dangerous. And
I don't know how he communicates after
essentially
that. Essentially treasonous. Right? How do you communicate with that if they shut that down?
Well, you could do press conferences, but that's not going to be as effective. He reaches 84 million people when he tweets. Isn't that how many followers he has?
I think so.
84 or 85 million people.
Does he, kick in the EMS?
86 million he's up to.
86 million.
Yeah.
He's following all of 50.
That's something else.
50 people.
Wow. Is Pat Gray Unleashed one of the
52
one of the follows?
Sorry, I'm going into a tunnel.
You didn't hear me, huh?
Yes,
okay.
sorry.
Right. Weird. That's weird.
No, most of them are
Jeffy
Fox News or Republican politicians, and of course Jeffy. Yes.
Jeffy JFR's on there. No problem.
Obviously.
Yeah.
Obviously. All right. So we declare a winner, and it is the New England Patriots.
Yeah, we do. I don't know that
the Seattle Seahawks.
That'll be a big win for them. If that actually happens.
Yeah, it would.
Both teams are undefeated, and Seattle looked pretty good. New England didn't look bad, but good luck beating Seattle in Seattle. That crowd noise in Seattle is always deafening.
Donald Trump following Gary Player. And
the golfer?
Yeah, Vince McMahon. That makes sense.
Huh.
Oh, All Fox and Friends. There's a shocker.
Have a great weekend. We'll see you again Monday. Oh, and on Glenn next.
Only on the Blaze Radio Network.